everyone, and welcome back to the MHA Digital Communities standing exercise. I'm Hannah, and today we're going to be doing our standing exercise and our upper body and lower body workouts. So just before we start, we make sure we've got enough room around us today, because we will be moving our hands and our feet to the front and to the side, and also making sure that we've got our appropriate footwear on so that we can do our exercising today. If we need to at any point stop for some water or just for a rest, please do so and pop back. And also, if anything starts to hurt, please stop that exercise and carry on with the next exercise. Okay, and if we all go at our own pace today, and go slower than me if we need to. And we're going to start with our warm-up. Okay, so today we're going to start with our warm-up, just making sure we've got our space, and just to check our posture, we're going to be having our feet about hip width apart. We're going to have a slight bend in our knee, and we're also going to try and keep our upper body nice and straight, shoulders back, head up proud, and then we can go. Okay, so we're going to start with our deep breaths in, just to get that oxygen flowing around. We're going to bring our hands to our side, and breathing out. And deep breath in, and breathing out. Perfect. And then we're going to open up our shoulders and our chest. We're going to do 4 shoulder rolls back, and then bringing them forward. So when we're ready, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then bringing them forward. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Perfect. We're going to wake up our waist a little bit. We're going to do a twist. So all our lower body is going to stay where it is, and we're going to twist just from the waist. We're going to twist to one side at a time, and we can incorporate our arms as well. Just twisting around our body. Perfect. Just to wake up our core as well to help with our balance. And one more each side. Then we're going to wake up our lower body. We're just going to do some heel raises. So our toes are going to stay on the floor, and just one at a time, we're just going to raise our heel. Perfect. We can swing our arms as well, keep them going. And lovely. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. If that's enough and we feel all warmed up, leave it there. If not, we need our heart rate a little bit higher. We're going to do our walk on the spot. Perfect. So we're going to lift our whole foot off the floor for this one. We're going to swing our arms a little bit more as well. Perfect. And finishing in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Hopefully we all feel nice and warmed up now. And we're going to go on to our upper body workouts. Okay, so we're going to go on to our 3 upper body workouts now. Again, just checking we've got our room, because we will be moving our arms around. And also, if we need to at any point, pause the video, have some water, have a little sit down, and we'll be here ready when you are. Okay, so our lower body is just going to stay in our nice position, our feet about hip width apart, and a bend in our knee. And we're going to keep our balance with our upper body, going to keep our back nice and straight, shoulders back, and we do our upper body. So for this one, we will be twisting slightly as well, so we will be incorporating our waist as well. So we're going to start with our reaches. So one at a time, we're going to have our hand by our side, and all we're going to do is bring it in front of us and reach to the side. So we've got a slight twist from our waist, and we're going to try and reach as much as possible, and then back to our centre. And we're going to do that 6 on each arm. Okay, when we're ready, we can have our hand on our other hip just for our balance, and we can do 6 from here. Perfect. Reaching across, and back. Lovely. And 3. 3 more to go. and 2, and 1. Perfect. And then onto the other side. Our hand just over our side for a second, and then we're going to cross and reach with a slight twist in our torso. Across. Perfect. 3, 2, and last one. 1. Perfect. Give those arms a shake if we need to. And our next one we're going to go into is some punches. So for this one, we're going to have our elbows in by our side, and we're going to have our hands in front of us. If we can't form a fist, just have a relaxed hand, that's fine. But if we can, we're going to have our hands just clasped in front of us. So for this one, all we're going to do one at a time, bring our hand forward, and then coming back into this position. Then we can go to the other side and in. We're going to do 6 towards the front, and then we're also going to do 6 to the side. So they literally just come by our side and back in, and on the other side and back in. Perfect. When we're ready, keeping our posture and starting with the front, go out and in, out and in. Perfect. Lovely. Halfway through at the front. 3 more to go. 2 more. And last one to the front. And then we're going to go to the side. Drop down if we need to, just for a second. Then we're going to go to our side. So one at a time. Side and in. Side and in. Perfect. Keep going. Halfway through these already. 3 more. Last 2. And last one either side. Perfect. Relaxing our arms down, give them a shake if we need to. Now last one for our upper body, we're going to do our circles. So our hands are going to be to our side. If we can keep a straight arm, that's perfect. If not, we can have a slight bend in our elbow. And also if we need to at any point, drop them down because they will be up for a while. I'm going to have both hands up. If we want to do one hand at a time, that's fine. And we're going to do 6 forward and 6 back. So all we're going to do is going to do little circles by our side. So it can be as big or as small as feel comfortable. So we'll start this going forward for our 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Relax if we need to. And then we're going to come up and do 6 back, back, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Perfect. Dropping them down if we need to. So that's our 3 upper body exercises. And now we're going to do 3 of our lower body exercises. Okay, so now on to our lower body exercises. And again, if we make sure we've got our space, we will be moving our feet around. And also, if we're worried about our balance, we will show variations so we can use a chair to help with our balance. So our first one, we're going to have our feet again about hip width apart with a bend just to help with our balance. If we need to, we can also put our hands on our hips or our hands out to the side. So whatever is easiest for you. And we're going to do our little back kicks. So for this one, we're going to try and keep our knees around the same level, and one at a time we're going to do our back kicks. So all we're going to do, one variation is to just literally bring our foot back on the floor and back to center. What if we can do, we're going to try and lift our foot off the floor and back. So we're going to try and do 6 on each foot. We're going to try. If we need to do our chair, we'll have that in front of us. So when we're ready, lifting up and down. Perfect. Doesn't matter how far we can lift our foot, it's still working those muscles. 3, 4, 5, and last one this side, and 6. Perfect. So we're going to put our weight onto that foot. Nice bend for our balance. I'm going to do 6 on this side as well. Perfect. Again, so if we can just put our foot behind, if that's what we can do today, perfect. If not, we're just going to try and lift our foot off the floor for 1. Perfect. 2. And 3. Halfway through. 4. 5. Last one. 6. Okay, perfect. And again, we're just going to bring our feet slightly apart for this one. And again, we will be working on one foot at a time. So if we want to use a chair, we will show you in a second. And for this one, we're going to do our heel digs. So we've done this in our warm up. So we're going to literally bring our heel forward and then back to center. For this one, we will be doing one foot at a time. So we're going to have our nice sturdy standing leg, and we're going to try and do 6 on each side. So we're going to bring our heel forward and in. Perfect. Forward and in. Third and in. Perfect. Keep going. 5 and 6. Perfect. And slowly putting our weight onto that foot that we've just used. And then we're going to do 6 on this side. So a nice bend in our standing leg, and we're going to tap forward with our heel. So tap forward and back. Perfect. So it doesn't matter how far we come forward with our heel, as long as we're moving. 4, 5 and 6. Perfect. And slowly coming up to our center. And for this one, again, we'll be using one foot at a time. So we'll show you a variation with a chair. But for this one, we have our weight on our standing leg. And for this one, we're going to do our football kicks. So if we can imagine that we've got a football in front of us, we're going to kick so that our foot comes across our other foot. So again, for this one, completely dependent on you, we can kick just a little bit, as long as it's coming towards the other foot, or we can kick quite a bit. You choose at home and do it at your own pace. So when we've got our nice posture and our balance, we're going to try 6 on each side. And we can also tap in between each one to get our balance. Perfect. So kicking across and tap. Lovely. Cross and tap. Third one. 3 more to go here. Imagine that football in front of us. And last on this side. Perfect, so we can put all our weight onto this foot, and we'll do 6 on the other side. Again, we can tap and put pressure down on our foot between each one to grab our balance. And we'll do 6 this side. Kicking across and tap. Perfect. 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Perfect. And then coming up to our neutral position. Okay, so for our variation, if we need a little bit of help with our balance today for our lower body exercises, we can have a chair in front of us for our first move. It could be our leg raises at the back. So we can put our pressure on our chair, and we can just raise our leg behind and bringing slowly back down. And lifting up and bringing back down. Perfect. And obviously we can use the other side while we're here. Perfect. So for our heel taps, we might just need to bring our chair to the side of us. Again, using it for our balance, we can put slight pressure on here, and also we can have our hand on our hip on the other side to help as well. So when we bring one foot forward and back, perfect, forward and back. And when we need to change to the other side, we can just move round and pressure on the other side. And for our next one as well, it might be useful to have our chair by our side instead of in front of us. So we can put pressure on with one side, and also we can have our hand on our hip to help with our balance. So for this one, we're going to use 1 foot at a time coming forward, tapping our heel, and in, and again, and in. Perfect. And when we need to use the other side, we can just swap round and use our other hand instead. And for our last lower body variation, we can have our chair by our side again, so we can just lean if we need to help our balance. We can also have our hand on our hip. So again, for our kicks, we'll be at one leg at a time, and then we'll kick away from our chair. Perfect. And then be crossing the other foot. And again, if we need to, when we need to change our foot, we can just change our direction and kick away from our chair. That's our 3 lower body exercises. And now we're going to go on to our cool down and our stretch. Okay, so now we're going to go into our cool down and our stretches, just to work everything that we've worked today during our exercises. Okay, so if we need to stop and have a water or have a break just before we start our cool down, come back when you're ready. And now we're going to do our head to toe stretches. We're going to have one hand just come across and reach to the side. If we feel our stretch here, that's fine. If we don't feel it quite yet, we can use our other hand to pull towards us, but still stretching to the side. Perfect. And in 3, 2, 1, we're going to go to the other side, reaching across. If we feel up there, that's perfect. Or we can use our hand just to pull in. Lovely. In 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Then we'll stretch out our sides and our core as well. So we're going to do our side stretch. So we're going to have one hand on our leg, and we're just going to literally lean down to the side until we feel our stretch here. Have our hand to the side for help our balance if we need to. Perfect. And 3, 2, 1. Slowly coming up to our centre. Then we're going to go to the other side, just until we feel our stretch on our side. Again, we can have our hands to the side. Staying here for 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Slowly coming up. Next one, we'll work our hip muscles that we've used for our kicks today. We're going to have a light bend in our knee, and we're going to bend slowly forward till we feel comfortable that we're having a stretch, and then we're going to come slowly back up. We'll do that one more time, and slowly back up. Perfect. Just to finish, we'll stretch out our legs. So if we could bring one heel on the floor just in front of us, and we're going to have that toe up, and we're going to have our standing leg bent. Have our hands on our hips for our balance. Perfect. And holding for 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Slowly up, and we're going to change sides. So heel coming slightly forward, a bend in our standing leg, and our toe up. And staying here, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Slowly coming up, and then we're going to finish with our deep breath and our side stretches. We can have our deep breath in, and stretch to the side, and slowly coming down, deep breath out. Do this one more time, breathing in, and breathing out. Perfect. And slowly coming up. And that's our cool down for today. I've been Hannah, and hopefully we will see you again very soon. Thank you. Bye.